We started off the day with a quick 2-0 in an ex-NA contenders battle between Revival and Simplicity. We got another matchup between NA contenders teams. Let's hope this one is a little bit closer. We got Third Impact versus Tea Party next up on the docket. Possible, that's me, and LaFawn gonna be taking you through all the action today. LaFawn, this should be a pretty good match.
Yeah, it should, but let's break down how we got here, first of all, and give a rundown of our bracket to our viewers, which, by the way, exclamation point bracket in chat, alongside exclamation point gift, remember, for Level Up for Life, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's talk about Third Impact versus Classics as they started. Third Impact took a 2-1 there, and meanwhile, Tea Party took a 2 over Dignity, our South American representative coming in from that region. So now we get Tea Party versus Third Impact, and this should be, this should actually genuinely be a really good match. Some very high-level names here coming in on Third Impact side as well as on Tea Party.
It is worth noting, though, if you haven't seen these two teams play since last North American Contenders, there have been some roster switch-ups for both of them. Third Impact, pretty significant changes in their roster here, LaFawn.
No, absolutely. I mean, you look at their tank line, and it's a very familiar tank line, but from a different roster making their way over here. Decod and Icy take their stand as the tank line on this squad. And some other names that may be familiar to you. Carter comes in. He's going to be subbing in for today instead of Tayo, who was also loaned to here from Jupiter. So a lot of big names, and then Zik, Lyris, and Zolik to round out the remaining players. So that is going to be Third Impact today. Carter taking in the DPS slot for this tournament.
Yeah, but let's look at Tea Party too, because they are going to be facing off against Third Impact. First map is going to be Busan. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But first, Tea Party, they've had some changes too. The person I'm looking at here, LaFawn, I've been saying his name to you behind the scenes all day long. It's Nas coming in, used to play in the open division pretty recently, but the dude is just a monster of a DPS player.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how well can Nas and Amadian match up to, because they're both fantastic players, right? Amadian, we last saw him, I believe, in Goats meta really as his strength. So interested to see how he evolves into into a tournament setting with this new patch. I'm really interested to see how that goes through. Nas, of course, very well versed, but it doesn't stop there. We've got Fossman X as well, a huge name in terms of tier 3 and so forth. Mook coming in on the tank role to round it out temporarily, and we're gonna see how they kind of take that first matchup.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the synergy comes in today for Tea Party. It's something that we talked a lot about in our first series, as both those teams had switched up their rosters a lot, and 2020, both these teams are already off to a good start. But as we head on to Busan, which will be our first map, head into the downtown area, gotta see who is going to keep that momentum rolling.
It is going to be interesting to see this evolution, right? We're looking at a first start that, at least from Third Impact, maybe one, if they're going to continue this, is that Carter actually bringing out the Soldier in 2020?
Legs coming through. Zik on the Tracer as well. Very unexpected composition here. Already Amadi getting pounced on by Decod and Zik. Not a good start here for Tea Party as they are caught out in the middle of everywhere. With that anti-nade, going to be very vulnerable as well. With the immortality field from the left, going to keep everyone alive for the moment, but not for nearly long enough. Third Impact, cleaning up that first fight.
Yeah, speaking of Impact, that really is what opens it all up between Zik and Decod, as we kind of highlighted, play a very aggressive style, find Amadian off by himself, take him down, and you can see that's going to mean that Amadian's going to over to the McCree. So between the May, between the McCree, there's a lot of stuns here, and of course, the accretion from Sigma, although Mook is going to switch over here now to the Wrecking Ball. There's a lot of mobility denial here for that main tank that Decod is trying to play. And of course, actually, Brig comes in too from left. So a lot here coming down on Tea Party's side to deal with the Wrecking Ball.
This composition is literally just, can we stop Decod from playing the game? It's a seemingly no. It's just Tea Party who can't play right now. Amadian hits a nice shot onto Zik, but that is far too little, far too late. It's a stun onto Decod as well, but Decod is cleaned up. Decod's still alive, so is Amadian actually. Both players getting out of that. Nas not going to be so lucky.
No, Nas has to reset, and the May has really not found a lot of value. Surprisingly, it's actually, Zik and Carter on that DPS duo, characters we haven't seen a ton of recently who have been putting a ton of work in, and look at this. Will we see the tactical visor?
The halt into the stick there from Icy and Zik, forcing out an early immortality field from left. Carter can now throw out the tac visor whenever he feels like the push is coming in from Tea Party, but LaFon, he might not even need it. Mango already down. Amadian pressured out as well. 2 players already gone for Tea Party, not able to make a dent as of yet.
And really, Decon and Zik have kind of been playing their own game that Tea Party have really not been able to deal with. There has been no pressure onto Icy and to Lyris, and so like they've kind of just existed in the backline and said, you know, Zik, Decon, do your thing, and it's been working.
This minefield already available here for Decon. Throws it out just
fight
in the main alleyway. 98% moves on the point. He's going to trigger the overtime here, but where's the rest of his team? He's just continuously keeping that wick from burning away. Amadian up on the high ground with the Deadeye, but can't get anything, and no one can stay on the objective for Tea Party. 100-0 as Third Impact takes a firm first round.
Did anyone die on Third Impact side?
I want to say yes, but I can't explicitly think of
right
when.
That was a very dominating first round.
We'll have to go back and
on
check the
downtown
videotape
Busan.
at some point.
We'll have to.
But going into Sanctuary, seems like we're going to get double sniper from Tea Party. Do you think that this is going to be a little bit easier for them to work with?
I mean, they're going to have to defend their backline somehow because again, it really came down to the fact that Decon and Zik were putting so much pressure, and obviously getting healed up by their backline, no doubt, but, putting so much pressure on the front line that there was never a chance for anyone on Tea Party side to get any sort of value, and that just opened up the long-range damage from Third Impact, which Carter was providing. So again, Tea Party looking to they get that first pick off, use that double sniper look, and try and shut down someone onto Third Impact side. But a hard rotation here from Carter, and Lyris chases Amadian away.
Well, right now, Tea Party largely sticking together, and remember, Decon and Zik can only really go in alone. Zik trying to kill it onto Amadi, and Decon finishes him off. Excellent team play there from the 2 diving members of Third Impact. Already 2 down, a third sure to follow there as Nas gets knocked out of the immortality field. Yet another clean fight win for Third Impact as they don't lose a single member.
Yeah, that was just so much pressure on the backline between... Again, Zik just walks in, takes a ton of damage, and Decon rolls through to get the finishing blow. And then vice versa in the case. You're going to see some switches coming through as Bossman actually is going to head over to the Roadhog. But really, they just need a pick off at this point.
Well, Nas going to be on the Hanzo. One good shot could get that pick off. Carter using that sprint to full advantage, though. Keeping away at least for the moment. And Amadian, or Nas rather, is not coming up with much of anything as of yet. Finally, Mango puts a kill on the board here. Zik going down. So if they didn't have a kill this map, they definitely do now. And they're going to follow it up onto Elris as well. Very low on the objective, but not nearly low enough. And finally, Tea Party gets some percentage on the board.
I mean, that was the first fight win that... never mind the first fight. That was really the first... engage that had any sort of advantage for Tea Party, so they look a little bit stronger now, but unfortunately they didn't build up to nearly enough here in this next fight. Third Impact can really run it down with their ultimate advantage in this next fight. Look for that perhaps as the engage opportunity for Third Impact. And really, again, it pickoffs to the name of the game for Tea Party. It's going to come down to that first one here.
Already the Dragon Strike going through. Just splitting Third Impact a little bit there, but Nas doesn't find anything except his own death with that Dragon Strike. Already the minefield going through as well. Everything being forced out defensive ability-wise here from Tea Party. Transcendence and Immortality Field both gone. Bossman X gonna find that out the hard way. It is a trade onto the tanks, but Carter still has this tactical visor, and he's gonna throw it out now. Just zone away the rest of Tea Party. Doesn't quite get the kill there onto Mango. Eventually finds it, and that is yet another flip coming in for a Third Impact.
And Carter actually just absolutely nuts on the hit scan roll there. The soldier looking strong, Paul. Unreal play there.
He finds Amadian basically out of spawn too there. Bossman X just feeding him ult charges. Carter already back to 30%.
Yeah. Maybe we should see some dive coming in from Tea Party as they continue to play the slow game here. Well, Carter just continuing to run around, just really taking so much space away from from Tea Party.
Hard to pin down.
Oh,
Todd gets halted back, but manages to get away there from the Deadeye, the Anti, making it trivial for Third Impact to clean up the clumped up Tea Party here. I don't know if this is so much a tea party, LaFon. It's looking more like a tea funeral to me.
I think this is...
Is that a stagger onto
this
Arisa?
We could call this cyberbullying against Boop here by by Third Impact's side. Oh, man.
Already a clean start here for Third Impact as they tick up toward 90%.
Oh,
Nos does
down.
find the opening pick here onto Elris, so not quite over as of yet. Fossman X triggers the overtime, but he's ever so low. Already down to half health, and Carter's already got another tack visor out. He's going to clean up left easily and guarantee his team a 2-0 on Busan.
I think we need another word. That was not just a 2-0. It was, what was it, 200 to like 30% or something?
200 to 50%.
So
they got
very,
51 on the second.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
So definitely a better
one-sided
showing from Tea Party on Sanctuary, but just plays like this from Decod, you can't pin him down, you can't get rid of him. He's in your backline and 6 there with him, LaFon. How do you shut this down? What does Tea Party need to do to stop getting rolled over?
I mean, rolled over is the kind of the name of the game, right?
Literally rolled over. It's a
yeah, exactly. When it comes to that wrecking ball, what's happening is Decod and Zik are kind of playing this extremely aggressive front line between them, and they're just going in, assassinating someone. Usually it's Mango, sometimes it's Amadian, and sometimes actually it's Nos, who's the main damage dealers. But the tanks really need the tank line. If you're gonna play this static tank line of Fossman X and Moop, when you're playing, sort of the Sigma, the Arisa, you kind of need to peel out your backline and really play a slower style. What's happening is Zik and Decod are just getting full value into that backline, and really it's going to come down to limiting those factors, limiting those two particular targets, and then taking a 6v4 on the remaining static members, if we're being quite honest, of Third Impact. Yes, Carter's been popping off, absolutely, and yes, the supports for Third Impact, both Zolik and Lyris, have been really, really good, but in a 6v4, it's very difficult to win those fights. So if you can stabilize and really prevent Decod and Zik, easier said than done, I admit, but you can stabilize and prevent them from getting those initial pickoffs, and then you can move in as a 6-man unit. You start to open up avenues for yourself. So we're going to head to Junkertown, probably the best pick they could have made here, considering how Map 1 kind of played out, as they want to play towards those sniper roles as Third Impact choose to attack. So it is going to be Third Impact, Tea Party, Junkertown. Paul, hoping for better showing from Tea Party here on map number 2.
Well, and let's do some composition theory here, right? Some compositional theory for Tea Party, right? Because it's not like they just kind of rolled over and let Third Impact do whatever they want when it came to Tea Party's own composition, right? They were willing to make swaps onto May, swaps onto McCree, even Fossman X going over to the Roadhog here, and nothing seemed to really hit the board, despite the fact that they were throwing everything they could at Third Impact. So what exactly do you think they need to do to pin down Decod and Zik, like you're saying they really need to focus on?
Not fall for the bait that Decod is putting through, and Zik also. What's happening is that it's, we're calling it a dive. It's not really. It's not, a synchronized attack on a single target, but we're seeing Decod roll in, pull aggro. He's pulling aggro. He's not going in with Zik, right? Zik is often coming in after Decod has rolled through, taking the full aggression, and then doing the cleanup, right? When we talk about dive, historically, what we mean is like that very synchronized initial attack on a target, right? We all think back to, Apex, when you would see the Genji, Tracer, Winston all jump on the discorded target. That's not really what's happening here. And I think that's kind of where the evolution needs to come through, is you can't fall to the bait as they go through. And it's easier said than done from where I'm sitting, obviously, because Decod is doing such a great job of putting that bait down.
Forehead.
Yeah, right. But it really does come down to kind of the fact that I don't want to say they're falling for the bait, because it's not bait, but it's certainly pulling a lot more aggression than it perhaps is warranted.
Well, and all the meanwhile, right, Carter was on that Soldier 76, loving the fact that just nobody could get back to him, right? But it's going to be a little bit different here. We are going to Junkertown, and as such, we got some double sniper coming out. Even at the height of barrier meta, snipers have always been good on this first point of Junkertown.
And we're going to see Carter on Widowmaker, the hit scan player, so not a surprise there. Zik was really impressive on map number 1, so look to see how he plays out on the Hanzo role here. Third Impact they're taking so much space just by how aggressively their snipers are positioning. Already the first men given away by, not a surprise, but they're being given away this first choke by Third Impact.
Well, and it's worth noting that this choke is really where you want to hold when you're playing something as slow as double sniper, right? You don't want to really risk going too far forward and losing a bunch of trades. Good immortality field coming out from left to cover that loss on the trade, but meanwhile on the other side of the map, Carter finds Amadi, and so still a player disadvantage here for Tea Party and Third Impact. They know exactly what to do with the advantages provided to them, and they're gonna get a pretty easy cap on the
Yeah, I mean, once that first pick goes off onto the Hanzo, it starts a snowball effect, right? And it's really going to give them first point. There's not much you can do. You're forced to use that resurrect, and as a result, your resources are turned away from the front line. And Carter and company take full contact. They just take away that fight. So Zik opens it up. Carter helps them close it. And point number one.
Woo! Oh! Amadi! He's gonna be seeing that one in his nightmares tonight. What a flick there from Zik. But the Mez does come through, and Nas finds the value regardless. Zolik down. That's the first kill that's going to be sticking into this fight. With the amplification matrix coming out from left, Tea Party are going to be able to put a decisive defensive win on the board.
It's going to start now the hold. And this is perhaps the part where you beat it. I mean, barring the first point hold, this is probably where you look for your best angle of opportunity. Your snipers with the card being... You know, even as I say it, Third Impact just says, no, we don't care. We're just going to push through. Zik takes 2 for himself off the back of just basic aggression. And Third Impact, they just take the point to continue.
Yeah, Decod's just sitting on the objective, getting that payload moving. Slowly but surely, and with Lep using the immortality field to get away, this is a bit of a time where some of these straggling members of Tea Party are vulnerable. Lep being one of them. Fastman X also has to be careful. The Dragon Strike will temporarily dissuade Third Impact from pushing forward, but now everything's getting invested on the cart. The Prophetic Flux coming out from Fastman does go onto the cart, with Carter going down too. But surely Tea Party are trying to hold on to this, but Zik, he's not done yet. He finds the kills necessary, and Tea Party just can't put it together.
I think what I really like actually from Third Impact is not just their aggression, but their willingness to fight, like to recognize when a fight is still winnable. There, the Gravitic Flux was committed from Postman X, and there was no immortality field to defend against it. But regardless, they stayed alive long enough to realize, Zik, especially with the Dragon Strike, realized how much space they had, and they forced the fight. Finally, Amadi picks up one, and Carter going to be taken down for the moment.
Resurrection definitely coming out there from Zolik, so it's not going to stall too much time off the clock here for Third Impact. Amadi knows exactly where Carter is playing from, so every pixel is going to matter. Carter actually just going to swing over, try to take the fight with Nos instead of with the shield, momentarily giving him cover there. He's able to kind of keep Nos at bay. Nos now just going to refocus onto Decod. The collapse comes in onto the main tank of Third Impact, and he is removed. Nos in a lot of trouble. He's getting healed by Mango, but even that isn't enough, and with Amadi in solo as well, Third Impact are closing in on Tea Party. They're collapsing on them. They're trapping them on the rotating wheel, LaFon.
I mean, yeah, the map has kind of flipped at this point here. You can see Zik on the rotator is just continuing to provide so much pressure, and no one can deal with anything here. As we can see, Decod has switched over to the Wrecking Ball. They're getting back into the fight, and it was a messy fight that Third Impact didn't really have any avenue of opening, but then Zik makes a large rotation, takes it out, and here again, over the high ground, Third Impact just hasn't given any space to Tea Party to work with, and they're just taking full advantage of that.
And Zik now has this angle onto the spawn doors, right? And he even knows that Amadian is going to be coming out that way too. And the immortality field is there, so Zik does have to give some space, respect the fact that he's in a little bit of trouble. The immortality field traded the other way. Elvis keeping his team alive, and Lep going down early in this fight. Definitely not a great start. Postman X has to invest in Gravitic Flux to try and keep Tea Party from losing them, well, the round at the very least right here and right now. But Third Impact are relentless for LaFon.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much opening. Zik takes another one down. Amadi taken away. In fight now, committed. And here in last fight, is there any opportunity for Tea Party to find any opening whatsoever?
Postman X is up top. He's still got a good position here. Nas actually coming out on his signature Doom Fist, decides, you know what, I'm done with all this slow gaming, we're just gonna run in and die apparently, as Zik does take him down. But with Amadian coming back from spawn, Tea Party look like they're actually gaining firm control of the objective.
Yeah, we're gonna see investment here of the Transcendence and SMG down from Amadi. This is going to buy the space needed for Tea Party to get some time here. This is now the first time that Third Impact really needs to reset and look at their engagement. This is the first real fight win. Tea Party do a great job of staggering out long enough that they waste time here from Third Impact. So, you know, we're now looking at that 2-minute-ish mark here, Paul, and this is still a decent look now for Tea Party to kind of hold out here on third.
Dakar has that minefield online, and he decides to stay on that wrecking ball. Just going to throw it out immediately to start this fight and run away as well. But he doesn't have a dive buddy this time around. All he needs to do is try and create openings, try and isolate members like Fossman X from the rest of Tea Party. Fossman caught up on the high ground there. Now the amplification matrix is out too, so Tea Party just have to retreat.
Yep. Amadian goes down though, Paul, and this is not looking good at all as the Immortality Field is not going to protect the backline here. Decod gets out of dodge, and this is looking pretty risky now for Tea Party.
Trying to push in, trying to get hold of the objective. Move left already down. Who's even going to stay on the objective? Fossman X is ever so low. The Harmony Orb isn't enough to keep alive, but a Transcendence just might be. Mango coming back from spawn with that one. Amadian has to find a pick right now if Tea Party want to hold on to this point. 1 minute remaining. The spawn advantage out in spades here for Tea Party at the moment, but even that is just seemingly not enough. Third Impact will be able to capture all 3 points, but only with 49 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's, you know, considering how well Third Impact rolled through the first 2 points, you're kind of saying if you're Tea Party, hey, we stalled out to less than a minute. Some really scrappy fights. Messy, I think, is probably the only word to describe it. And it takes them sub-minute, although it took to the very end. I will say this series has brought to us a couple of new heroes that I haven't seen in Overwatch before. There was a Soldier, and I heard a Genji at some point, too.
Man, what's a Genji, LaFon?
I mean, Nos got 1 kill.
I'm too new to
died,
Overwatch.
So.
All I know is goats and like later. So I don't know what a Genji is here. But what I do know, LaFon, is we have some bracket updates for you folks. If you want to keep updated yourself on the bracket, you can type !bracket into the chat. Should give you a link over to that. But I just want to point out, whoever wins this match will be facing up against Old Man Strength, an open division team who has beaten Angry Titans and now Uprising Academy, both in a 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, I mean, that's genuinely impressive that heading into, you know, into the promotion brackets, look to Old Man Strength as perhaps being, you know, one of the stronger rosters to kind of keep your eyes on, and we're gonna perhaps get a taste of them later on throughout the series as they continue their way through. I've been impressed with their performance and looking forward to how they continue out. But here we got to return to Third Impact versus Tea Party, and the first point was, shall we say, a little blistering on Third Impact side.
It can often be that way for Double Sniper, though. There's really only the one good defensive place to hold here. Right now, you see Third Impact a little bit far forward, but they're just poking at the moment. They're going to fall back to the same position that Tea Party was playing from in that choke point.
Yeah, Nos playing with fire. Dodges both sniper shots as it goes in aggressively after Zik. And hey, they're looking to keep each other on the toes. High ground advantage now to Tea Party. And you can see Carter. Woo!
Both snipers on that angle. Nas can't do it all himself. The res coming through. Zik trying to push forward and punish that one. Not going to be able to do so, but he's still able to lock down this angle, lock down this alleyway. And with Carter taking out not only Amadian, but also Fossman X, Tea Party do just have to back up.
Yeah, Carter. While Zik takes so much aggression, like, the thing is, I mean, Zik's gonna die here, but he dies after the fight's over. It doesn't matter. But I think the big thing here is that Zik, well, he's taking so much aggression, right? He's opening avenues for Carter to take shots, and Carter's not missing. So this is really just Third Impact going well, Amadian's going to take down Zik here, but this has really just been a case of the double sniper putting so much pressure on the back line that really Tea Party has had a hard time engaging.
Well, and they're going to have a harder time engaging as the infra site is out now. Is Amadian? No, I thought Amadian was going to peek that. Nos does. What are you doing? There's an infra site up. You can't walk into that when Carter's hitting all his shots like he is today. A little bit greedy there from Tea Party. It's going to cost him some time. Amplification Matrix coming out, trying to keep Tea Party on the offensive, but Nos getting taken down yet again. Trades onto the snipers. With left going down, there's not much healing available for Tea Party, and Amadi gets his head removed as well. So Tea Party still stalled out as we pass 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and it's not looking good. I think the problem is the solution to this is to click your head better than Carter and Zik are currently clicking yours.
Thanks so far.
That's a rough place
what
to be.
Genius insight.
I know.
This is why I cast with you.
Zik and Carter have just been lights out, honestly, Paul. And gotta give credit where credit is due. These two are doing a fantastic job here right now. They're really putting so much pressure on Amadi and Nos.
Zik has that Dragon Strike up as well, so anytime Third Impact feel like they're losing control of that choke point, Zik can instantly get it back. He got thrown out the Supercharger as Amadian pushes his way around this angle, but with that shield there and with only 9 health, it's pretty difficult for any impact to be made against Third Impact. It's all going to go the defensive direction at the moment. That's a bit ambitious there, Bossman X. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really see a world where you get that kill.
I think at this point, Tea Party's just trying to force something, and it's not coming over there over the top. Oh, goodbye.
Oh, Icy's like, you wanna solo Gravitic Flux me? I'll show you how to solo Gravitic Flux another Sigma. Bossman X already down as we hit 40 seconds remaining. Resurrection does bring him back into this fight, and Zik ever so low. Does have to cede a little bit of space there to his enemy counterpart, but there's that Dragon Strike. It catches both supports. Point blank practically there. Zik, even though he loses the fight against Nos, he's all but ensured that Third Impact hold.
Yeah. Icy back on the Wrecking Ball, rolls through clean up what Zik could not, and Zik's brought back. 15 seconds remaining, Paul. Oh, this is a rough place. Nos returning to the Genji. They need to get back to point. They need a kill. They need something. Remember, this could be the last fight of the series here.
I don't know if you can call this a fight, Lafon. I don't think anyone gets to the objective. Nos barely gets there on the Genji and is systematically removed by the opposing Shimada brother there. Bossman back on the Diva as well. Gonna stall out for all 150 health that the baby Diva has, but it's not gonna last forever. The stall's not gonna last long. Third Impact taking yet another clean 2-0 here on stream. And they're gonna move on to play Old Man Strength.
Third Impact just running riot over a Tea Party there, Paul. Sometimes it's really, hey, this is an interesting play of the game. There's some of that
play.
Yeah.
That's a new one, the fun. Let's check it out.
I mean, he gets a couple of huge final blows here, so we're gonna see that come through. But honestly, this is really just being a lights out across the board from Third Impact, from tanks to supports to DPS, and really setting the tone and the pace as they take that 2-0 over Tea Party here in their second round of our Mayhem Winter Classic.
Oh yeah, well, and Third Impact, they did pretty dang well considering they're not, an Academy org last season of contenders. So coming into what is, going to next week be the placement tournament, right?
Yep.
This is a great sign, the fact that they can just clobber one of their competing members in that tournament.
Yeah, I think for Third Impact, this is sort of like a recognition of the fact that there's some great talent on this roster coming across the board, right? Several of these players have significant contenders experience, right? We were talking,
Sure.
T-Cod and Icy, who last season made it pretty far, and Carter, had some experience, has had plenty of experience with Bermuda. So there's across the board some really big names here into contenders, and I think Third Impact is definitely a roster to keep your eyes out for, because especially after a performance like that, where Tea Party has some great talent as well. We talk Nos up, we talk Amadian up. I think you look at their tanks and supports, there's some great names there as well. But with how handily Third Impact dealt with them, Third Impact really is a scary roster heading into our promotion tournament for the proper Open Division and beyond into Trials and Contenders.
Well, if they're able to take out Old Man's strength like they've been able to take out the rest of their competition so far, we might see Third Impact again on stream later today in the winners, the upper bracket semifinals, I should say. But first and foremost, guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, it's going to be Revival, who took a 2-0 over Clockwork Vendetta, versus the winner of Second Wind and Skyfox. And so either way, tons of Tier 2 matches, tons of Tier 2 goodness in a wonderful tournament here at the Mayhem Winter Classic.